On this episode, I surf on my quick jacks, I clean up the shop, and a whole lot of grinding and welding. Hi guys, welcome to this one. We're going to start repairing the floor, this mess that I showed you in the previous video. All the small pinholes that was made from them putting in self-tapping screws to secure the there's one there, and a few back here that were put in there to secure the old carpet inside the car. Got the other side all ground up so we can see everything that needs to be corrected. It's not really that bad, but there is a few holes that wasn't addressed. I can see when they made the old floor pans, they cut up to a certain point. Of course they had to make a choice, and I guess they just said that was good enough. They should probably have done the entire floor pan, but I think they wanted to leave this piece in where the throttle pedal is attached to the floor, because that is going to be a pain to redo. But we need to get that all out and cut it and put some new metal in, because that is all gone. Otherwise, the back seat, which actually looks the worst, is just the sound deadening that was put on there that just looks horrible. There are not really any rust, just a tad of surface rust over here from when water came in through the seal of the back window down here and pooled down here. So small things, well, small things. It's just like one of you guys said, it's just work and time. So let's get all this knocked out. Okay, not even 5 minutes into removing this, all the bolts just kind of breaks off, and you're left, with this throttle pedal that's probably never been removed, and this bracket, all kinds of crap. Oh well, I'll just be making a new bracket as well. Yeah, just taking a little break from all that grinding and having a look at my front fenders. The fiberglass I did has cured. These are the holes that we'll be dealing with. You see how uneven and elongated and stuff like that they are. They're not the prettiest. This fender hasn't been done yet. This has just been initially prepped for paint, but I'm gonna be putting on glass on as well. This one I just got done with the rough sanding. You see, perfectly round holes. All of this was broken off before, so this has been redone, leveled. All these were actually broken, so they have been reglassed in some way or another. This corner have also been completely rebuilt. So I can't really see what I'm doing with all these different colors and shades, and it's really hard to see the depth, what you need to fill in and what you don't need to fill. So now I'm going to be applying a little, just a small layer of primer or filler to get it more uniform, to see what I'm doing. And while I'm doing that, I'll be glassing up this one over here, so we can have the same round, nice holes that we have on the other one on this, because this is going to be visible when in the car. When you open the bonnet, you're going to be able to see all of this, so you don't want all these holes just poking out. It's going to look really ugly, and it's also very hard to center it and make it look pretty where it sits. All this has been measured up, so they now sit completely dead center in the holes that we made in one of the previous episodes. So putting some filler on this, some glass on the other one, and just applied the smallest amount of filler. You can see the difference. Now you can really see what you got to work with, where you need to fill in a little with a little filler. Not really that much. I think I got it down just right, and the holes and everything just look perfect. This will be finished off, and then it will have another layer of filler before paint, so that it will be completely even. And a whole lot of cotton later. Lots of nicely done holes. I'm not completely done out here. I need to take some measurements for where the bolts will go for the throttle pedal. But I have been cutting out some nice pieces here. And this has been repaired at some point, so this is like the state of the repair. It's just basically a piece of metal welded on top of the rust. Also, reconsidered not taking out the mounting points because they are part of the problem. So, cut this thing. Not completely free, I can see, but I think you get the idea. So this will need to go, and I'll be cutting away all the rot from the panel sides and rebuilding that, and I will be rebuilding the floor pan out and downwards as it is. And this hit some, again, Bondo, love it, and that is bad all the way back. So the entire left side here of the floor pan will have to be redone. As you can see, it was redone at some point, but they just didn't bother to fix this. And I think I'm going to have to cut the same amount out from over here to get it even. And I am suspecting that I'll need to do the same in the passenger side. So yeah, bummer, but I would rather find this, as I said, try to catch as much as I can and fix it, than just patch it over like was done before and have a car that basically don't trust. Not that I don't trust this car anyway, but you know what I mean. Do a hack job and then not be proud of it and not enjoy it as much as if I, put in all the labor and the work in the front. Why would I do that and then just let all this slide? So this is getting the same treatment, cutting away all the cancer and rebuilding from scratch. But this does make a dent in the budget and also in the time that I had originally planned for this car. We are already way above the, well, I said a week off for paint prep. I knew that was going to be like something like 14 days. That is not uncommon. It can easily be done. But then the car also has to be, ready for paint. I thought this was okay-ish, but it has just turned out to be, the wheel of pain, as some of you guys put it. So, cutting the floor, rebuilding those. Yeah, this is a horrible job, but it just needs to be done. Good morning, guys. Another day. This is what I have to deal with every day when I have to get inside my tiny garage here and work on this old beautiful thing. Yeah, it is a labor of love at this time, so I don't mind, but it is a lot to get out of the shop every morning. So I really wish I could have a bigger shop at some point, bigger garage. It's not gonna be here. I think I have to rent something. At some point I'm gonna have to, with all the cars and stuff going on. I would like to be able to do 2 projects at a time. Especially when the red S13 I just bought, it has so little things wrong with it. I could basically be doing that right alongside this huge build and get it going, but I don't have the room, so I really just can't. Anyways, I am trying to get this thing off the quick jacks, which would be easy normally, but as you know, I took off the entire front suspension, so I just took the jack and put it on stands at the front, holding up the the engine cross member. And then I'm gonna be jacking it up in the back, putting some stands underneath with a wider stance, just to make sure that it has some stability. That'll be on the frame rails in the back, so that we can concentrate on the thing we have been doing in here. As you see, the quick jack is in the way right here for what I need to do. I need to cut out the entire bottom piece here, that's rotten. And I'm not even gonna take a look at it further back yet, because I'm just gonna concentrate at this bit, getting that done. And as you see, it's the entire panel side that needs to be removed. I just cut it. Then we need to ground all this out as well, so we have a new face to put on. There's some fresh metal. Otherwise, it actually looks pretty good inside. There is a few plugs I can see where they have been sprayed with some, I don't know what it's called, some sort of sealant inside. Cavity wax, I guess. So, that is the good news. The bad news is I can see the same gunky stuff they put on here on the other side. So that needs to be cut out too, I am suspecting. But let's get it up on the jack stands, down from the quick jacks, and then we have some more room to work on. Well, that cleared up the shop a little bit. Now we have some room to work on. The quick jacks aren't in the way as much as they were before. Now we can see just right through the floor, and we can see what we need to cut out and what we need to replace. So a little bit of advice when doing this kind of stuff: make sure you have the room that you need to work with or work on whatever you're doing. It will also give you the confidence in getting it done much faster, instead of just procrastinating and not really knowing what to do, because you can't, you don't know where to go from wherever you're stuck at. So make some room and clean up. That always helps if you're stuck. Alright, having a ball underneath the car. A lot of this stuff has been cut out. The last layer that wasn't cut out, that was spot welded onto this, has been removed, so that now this is one of the sills. That is good. And the repair piece, which fits on. You get the idea. A few magnets and a few tags that'll hold it. All that's left to do to get this in is to drill some 8mm holes for some plug welds to get it onto the panel, and then to extend the bottom into, like this, with a little 90-degree bend into the side. So, as I said, the only thing left to do is to just center punch all these, get them drilled out, and then just tack it on a few places, and then just mold it with a hammer slowly to get it where you want it to sit 100%, and then fully weld it. Again, doing the plug welds to get some penetration, and of course welding it all along the sides. So let's get this piece knocked out and get it on the car. first patch is welded in. This is the inside of the panel. As you see, all the rust have been cut out. This was how it looked before, like this, and everything adjacent that was onto this was also looking worse for wear. So, new metal in, good solid metal up to this, where it's also a good solid metal. That'll get grounded down. Also the plug welds, and then I will be making the floor piece. So it's really not that hard. So I don't know why they would. I can imagine why they would cover it up, but it is, with all the other work that was done on this car, I just find it amazing that you wouldn't just, fix it. But hey, I get to fix it. I get to make it as good as I can make it, and that is peace of mind. Alright guys, just enjoying the morning, looking at some cars and getting ready to get some work done on the celica. Did a lot of work yesterday, got a lot of things done, including all the floor and this side. The side of the panel and the floor is now done. All the welds needs to be ground down. Today I'll be concentrating on the throttle pedal pivot point on the bottom and all the additional holes I cut. And also patching up all the holes where they fastened the carpet, just using self-tapping screws. And then we'll move on to this side. So we got our work cut out today. It's just a matter of grinding. So let's get into it. Alright, so far this is the piece that's gonna be the new floor, where the old throttle bracket was. Let me just grab this thing and I'll show you how it works. This one sits here on the floor, like so, bolted down. And you see it's all rusty and these are broken, all kinds of stuff. And the throttle pedal will be on top of this. So it'll basically be like this. And then, yeah, you get the idea. So these are all broken. And so are these. So this is the new piece for the bottom. And this is the support piece I've made to fit underneath, which will hold bolts for the threads for the mount. So this needs to be welded together before we fit it to the floor, and then small corrections need to be made, and then this needs to be welded in. Yeah, a little progress, but a lot of painstaking work, but yeah, getting it done. So that's welded on there, pretty much square as it can be, with a plug weld in the middle, just to keep it in place. The bolts welded on. This will be covered up on the back side when we undercoat the car. I'm not going to be welding more on this before it's fitted to the car, because otherwise the heat will just distort it and it won't fit. So let's see if we can get this thing in the car, and then we gotta see what we can do about this thing afterwards. So, okay, that is the driver's side basically done. It's not pretty, but it will do. The rear or middle section is okay. No visible rust, so that's gonna be left as is. Then turning my attention to the passenger side. And this is again some of the work that has been done to cover up rust on this car. I don't know what this is. It has just been put in. It looks almost like gum or caulking, window caulking. I don't really know, but it was just put in the holes. This has rust, and this has rust. And underneath here, it's just a mess. So this could actually be the entire floor pan we have to remove. I have to cut out some pieces to make sure. Otherwise, we'll patch it up like the other side. Just get rid of all the holes. And try to see what a rust eater will do overnight. And then get it all covered up. Yeah, this is gonna suck. On the next episode, we dig deeper into the rabbit hole that is the rusty floors on this car. And we get a little surprise. So remember to subscribe for that, and I'll see you on the next one.